Tonight, the Miami Heat walk into Madison Square Garden carrying one question. Can a battered roster still steal momentum from a Knicks team trying to survive without its leader? Miami comes in 7-5, New York at 7-4, and both teams enter this NBA Cup matchup missing the engines that normally shape their identity. The building feels different without Jalen Brunson, and the Heat feel different without Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro. That's the atmosphere. Two teams searching for a rhythm, two teams trying to prove they can win shorthanded. For New York, everything begins with Karl Anthony Towns. He's averaging over 12 rebounds a night and has posted 7 straight double-doubles. With Brunson gone, Towns becomes the offensive center of gravity. New York needs him to dominate the interior, control the glass, and force Miami to collapse defensively. His touches climb, his importance rises, and the Knicks lean into him more than ever. For Miami, Norman Powell has been the answer. 24 points a night, elite efficiency, and the one consistent scoring threat Miami can depend on. Without Adebayo, the Heat rely on Powell's pace, his downhill pressure, and his confidence to keep them in these games. He gives Miami the punch they need to balance the matchup, and today's AI pick is Heat plus 6.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2.
Tonight in San Antonio, the Warriors and Spurs meet again after a wild showdown just 2 nights ago. Golden State walked out of the Frostbank Center with a 125-120 win, powered by a vintage 46-point eruption from Stephen Curry for the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama answered with a triple-double of his own, 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. But it still wasn't enough to protect their perfect home record. Now both teams return to the same floor with the stakes raised and adjustments already in motion. For Golden State, everything tilts around Curry. He's averaging over 27 points per game and remains one of the most dangerous shooters ever created. When he's rolling, the Warriors' spacing widens, their pace jumps, and defenses bend until they break. But Golden State's road numbers tell a different story. They are just 2-6 away from home this season, and every win requires Curry to shoulder an impossible load. For San Antonio, Wembanyama is the gravitational center. 13 rebounds a night, elite rim protection, and improved playmaking have transformed the Spurs into a top 5 team in net rating. At home, they've been nearly untouchable. And with Golden State lacking size in the front court, Wembanyama is positioned to control the tempo, glass, and interior scoring. And today's AI pick is Spurs Moneyline. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3.
Tonight in Orlando, the Magic return to NBA Cup action without their star forward Paolo Banchero, who strained his groin this week and will miss the game. Even so, Orlando enters at 6-6 with renewed confidence after back-to-back wins over strong Eastern Conference opponents. The Brooklyn Nets arrive at just 110, searching for identity, consistency, and any sort of defensive stability as they try to snap a 3-game losing streak. This matchup carries a simple question. Can Brooklyn keep Orlando out of the paint long enough to make this competitive? For Brooklyn, Michael Porter Jr. is the offensive anchor. He's averaging more than 23 points per game and remains the Nets' best pure scorer with Cam Thomas out. Porter's versatility keeps Brooklyn afloat. Mid-range, spot-ups, and off-ball movement that forces attention. But the Nets remain thin, young, and inconsistent, especially with Day'Ron Sharpe only probable and Haywood Highsmith unavailable. For Orlando, Franz Wagner takes center stage. With Banchero sidelined, Wagner's usage spikes, and he has historically thrived in this role, stepping into a scoring load that pushes him near 30 a night add in Jalen Suggs, who has been a massive on-court impact piece as his minutes rise, and the Magic's offensive structure holds together. Desmond Bane provides spacing, Wendell Carter controls the boards, and Orlando still dominates the paint against the league's worst interior defense. And today's AI pick is under 224.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 4.
Tonight in Houston, the Rockets return home carrying one of the hottest offenses in the league, while the Portland Trail Blazers arrive running the second fastest pace in basketball. Portland enters this matchup at 6-5, coming off a 125-117 win over the Pelicans, where Shaedon Sharpe erupted for 35 points. Houston stands at 7-3 with 7 wins in their last 8 games, including a dominant 135-112 performance over Washington. With both teams missing key pieces, this NBA Cup matchup becomes a clash between pace and efficiency. Whichever side bends first decides how wild the scoring gets. For Portland, Drew Holiday is the stabilizer. 17 points, 8 assists, veteran creation, and the one player who can slow the game down when everything around him speeds up. Beside him, Deni Avdija is putting up all-star level numbers at 26 points per game, while Sharpe's scoring jump gives the Blazers a dangerous three-headed attack. But with Scoot Henderson and Matisse Thybulle out, Portland's backcourt defense is stretched thin. For Houston, Alperen Şengün is the center of gravity. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. True engine numbers for one of the league's most efficient offenses. Kevin Durant adds 24 a night. Amen Thompson brings downhill force. And Houston's league-best three-point shooting makes every possession lethal. They dominate the glass, push advantages quickly, and punish second chances better than anyone. And today's AI pick is over 236.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 5.
Tonight in New Orleans, the Lakers walk into Smoothie King Center carrying momentum, confidence, and the league's most dominant scorer. At 8-4, Los Angeles continues to win behind elite efficiency, while the 2-9 Pelicans search for answers in a season defined by injuries and inconsistency. This NBA Cup matchup brings together two teams traveling in opposite directions, one pushing toward contention, the other fighting to stay afloat. For the Lakers, everything runs through Luka Doncic. Nearly 35 points a night, almost 9 rebounds and 9 assists, and the ability to slow any game down to the rhythm he controls. With LeBron James still sidelined, Doncic sets the pace, makes the reads, and punishes mismatches. His scoring gravity opens clean looks for Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, giving Los Angeles one of the most efficient shot profiles in the league. For the Pelicans, Trey Murphy is the steady heartbeat. 18 points a night, strong rebounding, and improved shot creation keep New Orleans competitive despite major absences. But with Zion Williamson, Jordan Poole, and DeJounte Murray all out, the Pelicans lose nearly 60 points of nightly production. A young roster is being asked to play heavy minutes, generate offense in the half-court, and withstand an elite defensive team. New Orleans is scrappy. The Lakers are simply stronger, more consistent, and more efficient. And today's AI pick is under 227.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Lilith.
Tonight was a night of fractures, momentum swings, and 5 battles written in fire. Here's what the AI delivered across the board. In New York, the Garden lights burned hot, but the Knicks couldn't shake the number. The models sided with resilience over home court pressure and took heat plus 5.5 in a game defined by missing stars and collapsing pace. In San Antonio, revenge met reality. After Curry's explosion 2 nights ago, the edge swung back to stability. The AI rolled with Spurs' moneyline, trusting home dominance, rebounding control, and Wembanyama's gravity. In Orlando, the numbers screamed imbalance. The Nets brought effort but not efficiency, and Paolo's absence dragged down the game's tempo. The AI went straight to the shadows and took under 224.5. In Houston, pace met precision. Portland ran, Houston shot the lights out, and every metric pointed toward fireworks. The AI locked in over 236.5 as its clearest read on the board. And in New Orleans, injuries, slow pace, and broken offensive rhythm shaped everything. The AI saw the ceiling early and grabbed under 227.5 in Español. Miami Heat más 5.5. San Antonio Spurs dinero línea. Menos de 224.5 en Nets contra Magic.
Más de 236.5 en Trail Blazers contra Rockets. Menos de 227.5 en Lakers contra Pelicans. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Viele jagen, doch nur wenige fangen. Many chase, but only a few catch.